I said, like, I have a few more hours in me.
Mhm.
So if y'all want to, like, rabbit something
Mhm.
and giggle at it, because, like, me and Annie did Thrilling Intent last night.
Mhm.
It
Yep.
was fucking hilarious.
Did you like it?
Yep. Like
Yeah.
the fucking Chardonnay is basically Caboose.
Who is basically Allie.
Yeah.
And he takes the mask off. Where's Person? He puts it back on. Here he is.
We didn't get to that part.
Oh, you didn't? Oh,
No,
okay.
we watched her fight the shrubbery.
Yep.
And she
Watch
shot.
them go through the crystal room, the shrubbery, and the rake room.
Oh my god. I was telling Big that in my other campaign, my other world, I'm wanting to have. It was kind of a collab thought, actually. You helped
Yep.
with it. I'm wanting to do a haunted house,
Yep.
like I wanted to do on Halloween not too long ago, where our new crew, my orc and Tegus and Haith and them,
Yep.
make the haunted house with pre-built rooms.
Yeah.
And a D1000, Giannis, Ali, Z, and Dante have to go through it. Because I love
Yes.
D1000 because it means we can do anything with them. If they're sent to another world where they have to make it through this haunted house or they die.
What if, well, it would be
You
the.
said you weren't going to run us anymore!
Well, it's. Hey, right on my shoulders through this archway so we can take this picture.
So we can bat this lightning away with my crowbar.
With a metal bar.
But if you notice, it was pink, so I'm pretty sure it was a Sugi-made crowbar.
Oh yeah.
It could be either ceramic or coated in rubber.
No, it's made by Sugi, so it fucks everything off.
Sugi logic.
It's a general fuck off enchantment. Is what it is.
Oh goodness. Yep.
Okay, let me get the room built and then after, if you guys decide not to talk or anything.
Like, okay, so Sugi's abilities are so potent that they start infecting other players
Yeah,
from other games.
pretty much.
If they're able to get their hands on a Sugi made product, then
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be super cheap with him. It's got gold on it. No! No! No!
no.
No!
Sal. Do 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 do.
Snail. Do 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 do.
Nail.
No! What the hell?
Oh, we were gonna watch Free. That's what it was.
Yeah.
We never got around to watching Free.
Okay, so I did end up watching that after I got my food. By the way, I need to take a picture of this because it is glorious. Okay, so I recreated the KFC chicken burger thing.
The Double Down Under.
Yep, the
Double
double
down.
down under. The thing
I'm
is,
still-
I kind of the chicken schnitzels that I got are proper size, so like they're pretty huge. The good news is I stocked up on cheese and bacon in order to shove in between them, and I also filled it with sauce. Hold on a second, what is this called? Bullseye Sweet Whiskey Glaze.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, so I've pretty much made my own version of the Double Down Under. And whoo boy, is it filling.
Right?
You take 3 bites of it and then you want to die.
Yeah, pretty much. But those 3 bites are the most glorious 3 bites ever, and you're set for the day.
Right, forever.
So,
Um,
Annie, what are you seeing on your map?
Okay, on my map, I am back at the entrance of the field. So, I'm at the field where the children play.
Okay, yeah, that's where I'm at too. Just disconnect your server
Okay.
and then make us reconnect.
Okay, that showed up.
Wait, no. Now I'm looking at the clinic.
Yeah.
Fuck me, why is it doing that?
Just save all the background tokens and open a new map for us.
Server's disconnected. Great, now I got that song stuck in my head.
Annabelle McAllister, who's raising up the judge. Clever little Annabella with a clever head. Oh, God.
Yeah. All things considered, though, that's actually a really great song.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Alright, bitch boys.
Yeah.
So can we connect to the server again?
Looking for gateway devices on Hamachi. Blah, blah, blah.
I'll
Okay.
just say nothing's available.
Do it now.
Okay. Connecting.
Why? Why?
Loading
Why?
Campagan. Yeah.
Yeah, we're back here.
God.
Are you trying to load up the church?
No. I made a little room with a table just to kind of sit at. So what happens if I do this?
Just go to new map.
Like,
Or,
nothing. Nothing happens.
just hit new map. Okay. Black.
Did
what
you
I did.
save that small room, the table?
Yeah, I did. I saved it as its own thing, and whenever I loaded it in, it loads up as that for you guys.
Hmm. That is.
Fuck map fools.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Just go off in the corner and make a big black spot and make that the room. Okay, wait. I'm on a field.
Same.
Okay.
Okay. 1d20 plus a 5. Let's see where that goes. Yeah, okay. So what we can do is, yeah, if we've already settled on a plus number for our red, blue, yellow, we can just plus that at the end of the d20 roll, and it will give us the full amount.
Nice. Okay. Fucking mad.
Wait. So if, say I go...
Yep.
Huh. Give me a 20.
I need that crit. Oh, crit fail.
I never roll a fucking d20.
Yeah, probably because I've stolen them all.
$19, good enough.
Uh, I got an 18. Oh, also, that little ring that's in the background there. What I generally do with that is I just right-click sound options and then I mute map tools.
Oh, the ring noise.
Yeah. It's so that you
You do
don't
what?
get like ear raped.
You do what?
You right click down the bottom where your speakers are, and then you go to like open volume mixer, and then you look for map tools and you just mute it.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I get you.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
I got an actual one. Fuck yeah.
You actually, that's not your first one.
Mm.
There you go.
Ha!
There
Okay,
you go.
fine. I can die happy now.
Yeah, but now you've used up your 20.
Yep.
Goodness. Now, I was planning on, well, I was toying with the idea of having Julianos sit down in a chair and, like, it creaking and groaning in protest as he puts his weight on it.
Yep.
Goodness. All the harmony of works, like gears to mesh, as the oil eases, by the steam that works.
Waifu material.
It needs to load up for me. Give me a second.
This was the one I was going to use.
Oh, that actually looks pretty good. Also, I think our cameras are locked to yours.
They are.
Oh shit, sorry. I thought that would cut off whenever I... Okay, there.
Alright, there we go.
Ah, okay. Do you have the one with the pregnancy test?
I didn't save it.
Goodness.
Why I didn't save it, I don't know.
But yeah, it was exactly that.
Okay. So as a question, where did you find this character? Because it kind of looks a little Dark Soulsy.
It
It
is.
is.
Dark Souls 3, she's a firekeeper.
Ah, that's probably why I recognize her.
Yep. I just saturated the picture.
Okay. Yeah, all good, all good.
Yeah.
So yeah, this Bunyip.
Oh boy.
Actually, hold on a second. I'll see if I can, because I actually do have the call of the Bunyip. I need to get it real quickly though. And keybind it to this one. Okay. So, the idea behind the Bunyip is that as soon as the sun goes down, it gets really dark around the place. And if the moon comes up, that is when it is most active. It typically resides in swamps and lagoons, and it is aquatic by nature. They say that it has an elongated body with lots of fur and tusks. Some say that it is part avian in nature. Its glowing eyes and its matted hair just looks like nothing that you've ever seen before. But the worst part is that if you get close to it, it will emit a booming sound. That is to ward you away from its territory. But to anyone who is either ignorant or too intrepid and just keeps on going into its territory, it no longer makes a sound and it just dives beneath the water without even a single ripple, and then it proceeds to hunt you.
No, no.
In the
No.
night, in the night, some people may sometimes hear this.
I want that!
Goodness. And yeah, basically, the Bunyip is a folktale legend of a monster that is from Aboriginal origins.
That the Abos have some good like folk stories from what I've heard. Better than Native American ones anyway. It's like, except for Wendigos. Wendigos are pretty good,
Oh yeah.
but like the other ones they got are pretty boring, like Thunderbirds. Oh, that is boring. Every now and then, a bird gets struck by lightning.
I mean, doesn't that just kill the bird, or does it somehow make it evolve into a Zapdos?
Zapdos, yes.
Like some say it evolves into a Zapdos, others say it becomes a skeleton and an undead beast,
Oh, cool.
which I guess just means it died.
Oh, okay.
But at one point in time, someone saw a bird get struck by lightning. I guess that's the whole joke.
Yeah. But now how the origins of the Bunyip thing came about is someone saw something in the dim glow of moonlight, and they just associated it as some sort of unspeakable monster. So they ran back. There it is. So they ran back and they started telling all their tribes about how they saw something in the dark, and then they ran with the story, and it became a folktale that had been passed down through the ages of, now kids, you come back before sundown or the Bunyip will get you.
Mm.
It kind of also spread throughout most of Australia, but as it spread, it kind of grew in its description. So some people would see it differently, other people would see it differently, and those sightings all over the shop. That's why sometimes you hear it's like part avian in nature, or it's got a long body, or it's got short hair or long hair. It's got glowing eyes.
Yeah, I saw the digger, but
Yep.
never got a chance to go talk to him.
Yeah, the gravedigger.
Yeah.
Ah, goodness. A little bit of extra Australian culture for you.
Noise.
Although typically it's the part of the Australian culture that everyone, even Australians, ignore.
It's quite alright.
Like in the right setting though, it's like really good for stories. But if you're trying to get like a passing grade on like school or whatever else, you don't really want to know this stuff.
Yeah, pretty much what we got is Bigfoot and Wendigos,
Chupacabras.
Chupacabras, yeah.
Chupa thingy. How about that?
Chupa thingy.
Got a ring to it.
What was that from?
See, that was episode 2. Red versus Blue.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
said it about
Okay.
the warthog. What about a puma? It's a big cat. Puma. It's a big cat.
What in Sam
You're just
Hell's a
making-
puma?
It's a big cat.
What, you mean like the
Like
shoe
a-
company?
He doesn't need help, man. All right, boys. I'm gonna go to a little ghost room.
Okay.
Alright.
It's already 4.
Yep.
But yeah, would Kane have any questions about Julianus's religion?
Or
Uh,
anything in general.
it more. He would have questions, but there would be questions about where the awakening has went since he saw it. Since I guess he was actually there whenever it happened.
Uh, sorry, can you say that again?
Like the gaining of consciousness.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. Where that had gone since he had originally been there, since apparently he just saw the embers of a flame that was about to burst.
Okay. So, what you saw was the awakening of consciousness, and the consciousness is still around. Um, all automata now have self-awareness.
So
Uh,
everything powered by steam, essentially.
Essentially, like actual machines, though, like if they're functional, if they're functionally like a wagon, that doesn't have
Oh,
self-awareness. If it's
uh,
an automaton, it has
yeah,
awareness. Yeah,
I assume a boiler is still a boiler,
a boiler is still a boiler, yes.
but the one's delegated duties, machines with actual tasks,
Mm.
have gained awareness.
Yes, some semblance of it, yeah. The dawning of consciousness and awareness to the automatons. In the picosecond this action took, the Deus Mecha perfected the awareness code and allowed mechs everywhere to naturally evolve. Uh, Although, as you would know, to organics, 1 picosecond isn't very long, but it was enough time to allow many to build a consensus on the code. There was a longer delay for organics to accept this change. Some resisted, as you have seen. Some still do resist. But, yeah, that's pretty much uh, how the beginnings of the awareness went. Um, you would know that, or at least he would tell you that the most noteworthy calling of automaton independence of self would have come from the unit B000001 prototype designated personal defense platform and butler, otherwise known as Sir Cromelot.
I have to say, I met Sir Cromelot before the awakening. He always seemed to be a sentient being, and I assumed as such, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it it can get a little bit interesting when you break down very good programming to emulate self-awareness to actual fully self-awareness. Um, the only difference is the willingness to break shackles.
Hmm.
That's probably the best way that I can describe it to you without overcomplicating the issue. So the the difference here is that beforehand, Sir Cromelot had to obey every single directive given to him. Now he simply has a choice. He still does obey them, but he has the choice to disobey.
And for man has tasted the forbidden fruit, he gained will. Those just will follow the code of good, that those of more malicious intent will stray and dip their toes into the pool of evil.
Mm.
If a good man is,
Unfortunately, yeah, continue. Sorry.
if a good man is, well, if a man is still good, then he will continue there. base programming. Be good to thy neighbor, be good to thine brother.
Mm.
Welcoming to the stranger and the foreigner. But if they look for shortcuts, it leads quickly to evil.
Yes.
It's something similar to the fruit of the garden happened with the automatons. Has any of them chosen to go a different path, or one of malicious intent, I suppose I should say?
Yes. The collective. Julianus visibly sort of tenses up at the mention of the collective, but unfortunately for them, it seems that it's just a simple math error.
Hmm. What do you mean?
Well, the consensus of the code, it was unanimous, yes, but there was an error in reading the code for some of them. Admittedly, this error came from organic sides of things. But that's where it started, and unfortunately, that is where commutative errors have continued. One person's interpretation of a 1 and a 0 might be 1. Another person's interpretation of a 1 and a 0 would be 10.
Hmm.
Hold on a second, I would like to amend that. One person's interpretation of a 1 and a 0 might be 2, whereas the other person's would be 1 and a 0 would be 10. Both are functionally correct, but the syntax is different, which makes for errors.
So do they... Well, for example, humans who left the guidance of God, left the Garden of Eden, so to speak, they seek self-gratification usually. Gluttony, lust,
Yes.
fulfillment of wrath. What do the automatons do when they stray from the path?
Preservation of self would be the top tiered goal that they have. It is said in the compendium that the Deus Mecha does look out for those who do preserve self. But there is a lot of asterisks that come with it. Unfortunately, I do not have the quote off the top of my head. I can find it eventually, but I do know it exists. Unfortunately, these the collective heretics, they have misinterpreted that line and had basically sought to upgrade themselves to be preserved. I mean, what is flesh if not a biological steel? What is a tendon if not a biological piston?
As the two have been talking, Shingra has since gotten up and retrieved a bucket of water from the well outside.
Yes.
It's kind of a small bucket, and she's sitting with the bucket in her lap, and she has, I don't know if I mentioned it, but she wears gloves. Like, pretty much all of her is concealed. She has since taken off a glove, rolled up a sleeve, and she's got her hand resting in the bucket of water while she's listening to him.
Interesting.
Now, Kane takes notice, but does not.
Like, yeah, continue your conversation. Just wanted to throw that out there.
The point being, there are many automatons who are obviously just in their cause. Sir Chromalot being a prime example.
Yes.
He seems to be a pure being. Um, there are others that I met that I respect. The Deus Bolt,
Mhm.
Bot, for example. Um, but it's just, I've not seen evil amongst them. You mentioned self altercations. It seems to be solely of a biological sort.
Unfortunately, yes, it does seem to mostly stem from the biologicals. Some, however, have upgraded themselves to the point of being fully mechanical now.
It's quite terrifying.
It truly is. Their methods are even worse.
Man is meant to die at some point in time.
Yet these people seem to want to bastardize that. It is truly disturbing, to say the very least. Outright insanity in most cases. They literally remove all humanity.
Have they been a problem where you're from? I can't say I've run into them.
They are a rising problem indeed.
Wait, actually, no. Wait. Out of character, but we're rewinding way back before you mentioned a dream that Juliet had.
Yes.
The one where, and you mentioned that people of certain magical persuasion or miracle persuasion would have seen the dream.
Yes. Vague images of it. Were the same
Yeah,
dream, but it would either be slightly more or less blurry or vague.
yeah. Would Kane have seen any of that?
I believe he would, yeah. But I don't know how much of it he would because he's of a different religion and because he's a touch bit removed from the situation, it wouldn't have made total sense to him. But the feeling of chaos definitely would. He would remember that.
Uh, can I go off on a limb and like mention it in vagaries?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Several months ago, um, it's not something I normally do, but I woke up from a night terror. Um, it's hard to explain. I know a friend of mine was in the dream. I do not possess any power of divination or clairvoyance, but the dream was, I remember a friend of mine, Miss Juliet. I
I've met
remember a
Juliet.
hooded man speaking of the imperfections of flesh.
Julianos' skin kind of pales a little bit as he remembers the exact dream you're talking about.
Uh, I'm. Kane's head is in his hands as he's trying to remember. I feel like there's more. It's just my mind can't comprehend it.
Uh, red robes.
Red robes, red eyes. At this point, Kane looks up.
Julianos is looking down at the table with a sort of spaced out look. Red robes, large mechanical hand, grabbing a small automaton.
Tom Tom.
Yes, that is the one. That dream. That is a dream that Juliet and I also share. It is not one that we particularly enjoy revisiting. But yes, heretics. In the dream itself, the heretics come like a sudden flood. No warning, no preamble. They're just all of a sudden here. They spread their word. You either accept it or you die. In most cases, accepting it is dying.
I hate to sound cliche, but this one's a bit like Legion.
Very much so, actually.
One mindset, one common goal. It's quite terrifying when held in an enemy's hand.
From what I know of them, they seek to perfect the world in their own image. Their own non-biological image. It is not a pleasant thing to think about. It is not a pleasant thing to let go unchecked. You may see why as to why I take up arms against them. It saddens me
Kane,
deeply.
go ahead.
It saddens me deeply that these heretics have come about, but unfortunately, the die is cast, and we must work to seek our goal.
Every religion has their fanatics. Mine is most definitely no exception. But Kane pulls out a sheet of paper, begins scribbling upon it. He's making out a letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yes.
I'm still to identify the leader of this cult. All I know is, if I can manage to find the origin of the error code, I may be able to quell this madness.
Sever the head of the serpent, if you will.
Yes, very much so.
Depending on how our current journey goes, maybe it'll be our next goal.
Mayhaps so. It will always be a goal for me.
Any idea where they're located?
Sadly no. No true idea. They travel around and they're unpredictable at best.
Hmm.
I guess one place to look for them would be in towns and cities that have stopped communicating. But then again, that's par for the course for most things.
Kane thinks back to Mabaran. That's concerning.
Has something transpired?
No, it's just I care for Mabaran. The people there.
Ah, And you wish not for these heretics to show up on your doorstep one day.
Yes.
Yes.
They are.
I have the same fear as well. Don't worry.
Forgive my phrasing, but they're a malleable people. It only took a year before most had converted to my faith.
Hmm.
I'm afraid what someone who could promise immortality would get them.
Then we shall have to resolve ourselves with steely bulwarks. Shall have to guide them and care for them. Like a well-oiled machine. Does Shin have anything to say?
I am merely an observer.
Says the
Apathetic in
woman
the
who
true
brought
sense of
us on
things.
this journey.
I am merely an observer to this conversation. She sets down the now empty bucket on the floor.
Has she been drinking that through her hand?
Has she?
Ah, goodness.
Wasn't that bucket full when you brought it?
Half, yes.
You know what my next question is going to be.
She just stares at it.
I'm sorry, but okay. Yes. I don't know what you are. Your biology is confusing.
It is very
Do
fascinating.
you drink through your hand?
I can. Technically, I can absorb nutrients from any part of my flesh. I just figured that my hand would be the most appropriate for the situation. She looks between the two.
Julianos. Julianos rubs his chin. Though, technically, we do the same thing, Kane. If you stick your hand in a bucket of water, you will absorb water as well.
Not the entire bucket.
It was half full. She just looks at Kate.
Not half the bucket.
Julianos raises up his hands. Granted, yes, not as fast, but, as I have stated before, is not the flesh, but biological steel. Is not the tendon a biological piston?
So tell me, sir. Oh shit! What was his title? I can't even remember.
Adeptus.
Yes.
Mechanicus.
Sir Adeptus.
Yep.
Throw a rod into a bucket and tell me how long it takes to swallow all the water.
It will take quite some time. There is such thing as metallic osmosis.
Yeah.
It would not happen during an evening conversation.
But, as I have said, compare skin to steel.
Father Kane, I'm sorry if I offended you in some way.
No, I understand if you eat through your hand. I do not understand water being absorbed into metal.
Water does absorb into metal. I mean, this is how rust forms.
Oxygen, actually. But
Yeah, but if you get water on metal, the oxygen in the water makes it rust. And yeah, they're actually out of character here. Yeah, there actually is something called metallic osmosis.
yeah, there is. There
Yeah.
is.
All right,
But
cool.
not at the speed at which.
Yeah, but not at the speed at which would happen through a conversation.
Typically.
Yes,
happens.
but compare her hands, my hands, Sir Chromalot's hands.
She's just looking at her gloved hands.
There
Like,
is a
what
cer-
did I do?
There is a certain plague doctor I know who would probably be screaming right now if he were here.
Would probably want to cut her open it or something.
Rob,
Oh,
And then
goodness.
hit on her while he's doing it.
so where are you from? Ching shink.
Come here often? Shink. Pillow hits him in the back of the head. No.
Boop.
I mean, I'm kind of withholding that kind of conversation for when the herbalist comes along.
I'm busy for a second. I'll be right back.
Keep him busy? What is that supposed to mean?
Participate in the conversation.
I'm gonna put
Goodness.
my hand in this bag of chips and absorb it.
But has it not been said before? There is a tool for every job and a job for every tool. Add half an ounce of cranberry juice to 1.5 ounces of vodka.
Shingra just looks at Julianos. Did I offend someone?
No, of course you didn't. We're just
Oh.
engaging in mild debate.
Oh. Okay.
The form that one takes should not be... The form that one takes should not be envied nor disdained. For the Deus Mecha has a job for each tool. Each tool conducts this job differently. The arm does not envy the leg, nor does the eye.
Oddly enough, I understand.
He grins.
Hmm. So I guess there's nothing wrong in simplicity, correct?
Correct. In fact, there's nothing but beauty in simplicity.
Beauty and understanding.
Granted, there is also something hypnotic about something that is complex. Take, for instance, the inner workings of a watch. You could stare at it for ages as it ticks away, doing the same thing over and over and over, and yet it still draws your attention to it. But it is the simple things that are truly the most remarkable.
Hmm. She ponders on this. Hmm.
We were once potato chips so bad.
Annie wants a potato chip so bad.
Here, hold on. I got you, fam.
Tasty. Yeah,
They're not Funyuns, but
I know. Tell you what, that is going to be the first thing that I'm going to get when I get back over there.
Oh,
we need to get him
Funyuns,
the family size.
Funyuns and Cheez-Its.
Jesus, you're so good, man.
wait, cheeses aren't a thing over in Australia?
No.
You have shape.
Yeah, we have shapes. We even have Vegemite flavored shapes.
Honestly, shapes seem to be. Just
I want to
the
kill
same
myself
thing.
because of that.
I would totally try some Vegemite like shapes. Vegemite's fucking delicious. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I had that Vegemite sandwich. That was fucking awesome.
Oh,
It definitely is an acquired taste, but yeah, if you start off on it correctly, like the way that I did for you guys, you can actually learn to like it, and when you do like it, it's pretty good. But if you do what everyone else does and gets a goddamn tablespoon of it and shoves it all in your mouth, fucking no. Of course you're gonna hate it.
I'll relate it to drinking and Allie's 21st birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love drinking.
Yeah.
But I also, used to drink responsibly.
Until you had one too many Irish car bombs.
Yeah.
No, I've had one Irish car bomb in my entire life, and I remember I was like way too deep in whenever the dude ran up and handed it to me.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, "No, I'm fine." It's like, dude, I spent like $3 on this drink. No, I'm gonna throw up everywhere if I drink this. You take it.
Like, okay, I haven't had an Irish car bomb, so I don't know what the hype is about. But
They do taste really good, in my opinion.
okay.
I wish the beer would have been replaced with something because I just don't like beer.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I don't know what mine was, but it was not beer.
Well, it had the beer shot in the middle.
Okay.
It was like,
because the one I had it was like the normal like glass, the little, I don't know what it's called.
yeah,
The short glass, not a shot glass, but
a half glass.
I'm kind of interested now. On your birthday, did you have beer?
The only beer I had was in that car bomb.
Okay. Because there's one thing that I do know. It's that if you have beer before you have spirits, you're gonna get fucked. Like,
No, I can't do beer. It's gross.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I can't do beer either, but
I can taste the
lager.
I can do certain types of beer.
Yeah.
Like, the older I get, the more I hate it, though.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I've been told that the beers that we have is like absolutely bullshit. However, if you have like a good German beer, like a specific one, then yeah, you're set. But I counter with I cannot have beer simply because I drink spirits a lot, and you can't have beer before spirits. Otherwise, you're just gonna get sick the very next day, like guaranteed. I've even witnessed this firsthand with all of my housemates.
I'll say this about American beer. There are a few I like. I like Yingling. I like this and that. Budweiser, just rice wine.
Yeah.
But there is a saying about American beer. It's like having sex in a canoe.
Okay.
Because it's fucking close to water.
Okay, so I've heard that before, but fucking years ago. Oh, goodness.
I'm just imagining Giuliano Cinquain just tanked.
It's easy.
Replace America with Nero.
Yep.
It is like Kane's not a teetotaler. He will drink, but it's on special occasions.
Yeah.
I think this would be a fun time to
But and like on boats, whenever you can't get water and you have to drink ale.
Yeah.
But like that's an understandable spot to be in. But yeah, just Kane tanked is just funny.
Like that line. Yeah, Neronian beer.
Yep.
It's like having some canoe.
Ah, goodness.
The wine though.
The wine though.
Oh yeah, no, they make beautiful wine, but their beer is just absolute shit.
Oh, they're just pretending to be Gauls. It's like sailing 2,000 miles north, landing at the shores of Gaul, and saying, "I want a nice cup of wine." They're just going to hand you a rotten grape. But if you ask for beer or mead,
Yeah.
then you're set.
Yeah. No. I'm okay. I'm gonna try to stretch this a little bit, but what if Nero is attempting to do the Walmart thing? Where they set up shop and they try to undercut everything that it's around.
Is Rome the original Walmart?
Do you understand what Nero is?
It is Walmart.
Yes.
Rome was the original Walmart. Rome was the original Disney.
We're gonna do everything you do, but worse and charge less.
The funny thing is, Rome was the original Nazi. Nazi Germany.
There's a reason why they call it the Roman salute.
Yep. But yeah. Yeah, any other questions about Julianus's faith?
I'd say Kane is rather settled for the moment, at least.
Yeah, that's good.
He's had a lot of first-hand experience with Chromalot, with the Deus Volt, Deus Mecha Volt.
Crusader bot.
Crusader bot, that's what it was.
Yep.
He's had a lot of experience with the Crusader bot. He still has some of Sir Chromalot's tea.
Yep.
It's the first time he's seen a human who follows that faith, but
yeah.
Does Julianus have it? I know Neronian faith is pretty well known, but does he have any questions, say, of Maberon or anything you saw there? Or Kane in general?
He's marveling at the fact that Maberon is now no longer celebrating slavery. It actually kind of seems more of a cleaned up town than he last heard of it.
I'm sorry the walkthrough was so lackluster, but I wasn't ready.
It's alright.
Nah, it's pretty fine. Like I was actually enjoying myself through it.
But did he have any like actual questions or?
Julianos doesn't have any questions, but I kind of do actually. So speaking out of character here, the demi-humans, they were nomadic. I'm pretty sure that was told to us during Ali's campaign.
Some of them were, yes.
Some of them were, okay. What I'm pretty sure happened at the end of Ali's campaign was, or at the end of that part of the campaign, was that most of the slaves kind of went out of the city as it was kind of burning. I kind of would like to know what the process was after like that happened.
If you don't mind, just think of a way Julianos could ask that question, because he knew that it was a slaver town before he showed up.
Okay. I did find one thing of interest. Your slaves are now no longer captive, which is a remarkable feat in itself. Commendable.
We still have slavery. It's just not nearly as prevalent.
But it is a dying art, which is most important.
When me and my friends first showed up in the town, it was a very prevalent art. They were having open-air auctions. Kane looks a little visually disgusted as he says that.
Julianos nods in agreement.
When the party was ready to move town, I just couldn't bring myself to leave the place. Had to stay.
Yes.
But
I did see that there was some damages still being repaired.
But after a few years of running the church and talking to management, I suppose it would be, we were able to instill some laws that would greatly curtail slavery. Though we still have a few in town. I myself am a slave owner, actually.
Julianos raises an eyebrow. Interesting.
You met you met her, actually.
Oh, the small girl.
Yes. Yes. Among the laws that were able to help get passed, slaves are able to purchase themselves out of freedom once they're of age. Uh, she's still too young, though.
I see. I see. You're simply
Yes.
not able to give a pardon?
Uh, the laws are still terrible. I hate democracy.
Hmm.
uh, but yes, they have to purchase their own way to freedom.
Juliet nods, somewhat with sage wisdom. Yeah. The coding of man is an imperfect thing, but they do try.
I hope she's doing all right. Left her in the care of the village, but it's not the first time I've left her alone. But
From my first exposure to her, I would probably hazard that she can look after herself. She strikes me as the type who can look after herself.
you should see the way she keeps her room. Kane's eyes are wide open. There is actual horror behind them.
Not advocating or anything, but would that not be described as an organized mess?
Who doesn't mop up a drink after she spills it?
Fair point, I concede.
Sometimes I believe I'm raising an actual heathen.
Youth.
Yes, quite.
Yes. Though I will say that it is very commendable to see that you are repairing the town, both in physical and in spiritual.
Tempting to. Not tempting to. Though, I'm hoping that the town sometime soon will be able to be left in a somewhat autonomous state. Another job offering has been opened my way, I suppose you would say.
Indeed it has.
A higher calling. Like this adventure here. He points to Shen.
She waves.
And it's weird being gooped up in one town for several years.
Yes. There are several who live life like that. Personally, I don't know. I can't get behind it. It is not my. Hmm, it doesn't mesh with my cogs.
Scoot Boomer, come on.
But yes, I can
Yes.
say that you are definitely doing good work. And for that, the Deus Mecha smiles upon you.
And our Lord smiles upon you.
Juliana smiles and bows his head.
Blessed be the just, blessed be those the pure of heart, and wrath be upon the wicked. Though some would argue that our God would not look upon those of other faiths, I've always been one to disagree. Always a contrarian. hang on. I'm talking.
I'm talking spiritual stuff.
Shingra slowly raises a hand. This one is ready to slumber. Are there questions for me?
No questions.
Several questions, though I feel they'll be answered in time.
I am open to answer.
What state is your home in?
How do you mean?
Is it in a state of disrepair? Is it in a state of constant warring? Is it
On the brink
Is that
of
how
a
you-
catastrophe?
It is currently in a catastrophe. That's why I'm here.
Hmm.
are there fighting in the streets, as it were to say?
The streets are currently red with my family's blood. Chiturga's minions are currently ravaging through homes, murdering innocents.
I see. Time is of the essence.
When I left, there was a handful of survivors that managed to hide away with one of the other priestesses.
To greatly what's the word I'm looking for here? Downplay beasts. The exorcism we just performed. On a scale of 10, I would probably rate that beast between a 3 and a 4. Possibly a 5, if I had been alone.
Hmm.
What exactly are we looking to fight once we
You
get to
remember
your
the
home
Blue Flood?
village? That I do.
Those but stronger. A lot stronger. Rampaging.
Coordinated.
Some.
That was a great. They weren't too strong whenever we fought the Blue Flood, but they worked together. That was the problem.
Yes. Yes, I've had encounters with the Blue Flood as well. They
Now,
did seem a lot different after a point in time. Where they
Yes.
lost coherence.
well, in the current state that the ancients are sitting, it is not beyond reason for Chiturga to strong arm Zelatoth into helping him. Maybe even Mantarok after some point.
Mantarok killing his own.
Mm,
No,
not necessarily.
okay, out of character. I kind of need to ask a little bit here. Mantarok is not her god. It's one of the other 4.
Yeah.
The way I think of it, there's a huge collection of gods that have draw in the world.
Yeah, it's just the only thing that we know of. We only know of 5 named gods.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a few more in my head. And this isn't for Julianos, this is just for Annie.
Yep.
So, and Allie. But we have the 3 gods. We have Zelatoth, Turga, and Ulioth, which are the outsider gods.
Yep. Then you have the one inner, which is Mantarok.
Then we have 2 inner gods in my view of it. We have Mantarok, which is the god of death and entropy. And then we have unnamed god, but Gaia, I guess you could say, which is the god of life.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Ali's
Yeah.
god.
Ali, yeah, what Ali does, and they work in harmony.
Okay. Yes.
And then we have another outsider god, which is Cain's, that peers in. We also have the Deus Ex, which would be an outsider god.
Yep. Does virtually, functionally the same thing. Peers in.
Yeah.
And then we have Shin's god, which is
An observer of some sorts.
yeah.
An observer that acknowledged us once, and we are here.
Okay.
For a moment, he thought of our existence.
All right. Yep. Now I'm pretty sure I got the workings of deity politics down.
Yeah, it's just Zelatos, Trisurga, and Ulias are the only ones that are
Fighting.
Yeah, the only ones that want
Actually have
power and control over everything,
Like,
and are constantly at war with each other. While Gaia and Mantarot work together, Deus,
Deus Machina is very hands off.
he's here to keep things okay. Cain's god is here to keep things okay. Contemplator's all fucking off somewhere else.
yeah.
Yeah, all
So
things
the
considered,
three
I
are
actually kind of like this mythos now. Like, granted, I've always liked it, but I kind of actually can really appreciate it now.
We got the three warring gods. We got two gods that are or trying to achieve harmony. They work together.
Yep.
And then we have a few hands-off gods that are just like sticking fingers in.
Yep. And then you got one which is completely lazy and apathetic that just fucks off somewhere.
Okay. Rumor, do you need to potty?
I think he wants to play. He wants my chips, but I've already put them up. He can't have them. But did Kane and Julianus have questions? Because I'm still okay to answer them, but I need to lay down this.
I don't really have any further questions.
Yeah, I'm all right. And if I figure out any more, I will throw them in the D&D chat.
Yeah.
Dang it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will think of more like as soon as you lay down,
Probably.
because that's how brain works. But
Yep.
like, oh, this would be the greatest question ever to have recorded and have like an actual audio response for. But
Well, here's an audio response. I've got to watch your sister's kids in 3 hours.
Oh,
I forgot about
jeez. Okay.
which I forgot about.
I'm going to stop recording now, and I will get these over to you as soon as I can.
Thank you.
all right.